So I'm here on the Superdry stand with Matthias Giraud, also known as Super Frenchie apparently. And hi Matthias, nice to see you.
How are you doing, Rob?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
And so you're a free ride skier, a pretty extreme free ride skier. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you do in a nutshell?
I do a couple things. I'm a professional big mountain skier, so I like to climb up tall mountains and ride down as fast as I can, but then I also base jump, and a lot of the time I put the two together so I can ski down mountains and fly away in a parachute and use my parachute as a way to access or ski terrain that nobody would be, let's face it, deadly. But
yeah, so base jumping, obviously, jumping off cliffs with a parachute and combining that with skiing as well. I mean, isn't that incredibly dangerous?
Yeah, it's probably it's pretty dangerous for sure. But it's if you're on top of your game and you know what you're doing and you prepare well, you can execute it perfectly and be perfectly safe doing it. So
I mean, in the back of your mind when you do these things, though, do you think about the kind of consequences and the people that have, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't with us anymore that have been through this sport. And
absolutely.
Think about that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. You gotta stay on your toes. You know what I mean? And if you're complacent, complacency will kill you. So if you stay sharp and you're on it and you know what the consequences could be, you pay attention and you do the right thing. So
and do you really enjoy it? I mean, do you really like it when you're standing at the top of a mountain and you've got to ski down something that looks completely impossible to ski and then you pull it off?
Yeah, finding that balance between excitement and fear, finding that zen mode. You feel almost like omnipotent. Like you have that superhero feeling that you have. This is what I live for, man. I love it more than anything else. Sure.
I mean, I suppose it's a bit like watching a Nordic ski jump. Everyone looks at it and goes, they're crazy, they're mad. How do they get to do that sort of stuff? It's impossible. But I mean, obviously you've been doing this for many years.
Yeah.
And how did you build up for it? I mean, where was the moment that you suddenly decided to go, I'm going to base jump and ski?
Well, I always wanted to base jump since I was a kid. Like my dad was in the French paratroopers, so during his military service, I heard his stories. I always wanted to do that. And then skiing, I knew I was going to be, a big mountain skier from an early age. Growing up skiing in the Alps, that's what you do. And then you start jumping, 50 feet and 60 feet and 70 feet on skis, and then your landing started to hurt a little bit. Then you jump 80, 90 feet. You're like, okay, cool, I can do that only when the powder is great. But you're like, I want to go big. How do I go big all the time with reducing that impact and go as big as I can? Like, well, let's just add a parachute to the mix, and then last thing you know, you're flying off 1,000-foot cliffs, doing a couple of flips and flying away. It's awesome.
What's the most spectacular and special place you've ever done this?
I ski based from the Matterhorn. I ski base jumped the Eiger. I escaped an avalanche by ski base jumping up a 600-foot cliff a few years ago too. So yeah, it's brought me to some amazing places, doing amazing experiences, and I love it, man. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Where's next?
Ooh, stay posted. I got a bunch of stuff in the Alps, and I'm originally grew up skiing in Megève. Near Chamonix in the Alps. Yeah. Oh, awesome, nice.
Not jumping off cliffs though.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's really dangerous. Oh, are you mad? You want to jump off cliffs with parachutes?
Well, I'd like to try, but I don't think my wife would be too happy about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Happy wife is a happy life, so keep it that way.
Okay, so we'll watch out for what's next.
Okay.
And obviously, Superdry. You use their clothing. A couple of years ago, they started really getting into the winter sport side of things.
Yeah.
What kind of clothing do you need? Is there something special for when you're climbing mountains or you're parachuting off them? You just use normal ski suits like everybody else. What do you wear?
Well, especially in our collection, I use the snow pen and the SD jacket. Definitely, because the jacket is not too insulated, just the right amount of warmth. The pants and the cut is awesome. I love having cargo pockets to be able to whatever, put extra tools that I have. But in general, to have the right equipment to ski, it's comfort and the fit. And there's no other brand out there that makes it
special. I mean, you don't use anything different for you for base jumping and skiing. You just use pretty much what you can buy off the shelf.
No. I use what you can get in the store, but it's like we review the product together, and I tell them, okay, I'd like to have like a higher color, for example, so when I climb, I don't get snow falling in there. So we figure out the technical details together for sure. And the stuff that you have on the shelf is the stuff that I use in the mountains. So.
All right, well, maybe one day we'll get to ski together.
All right, sounds good. I'll bring an extra parachute.
Okay, sounds great. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, man. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.